and he did not. He went to a quick lube place.
That was
first mistake. And you put engine oil that was recommended for the stock engine, but now that you put all this pressure in it, you're gonna need a thicker engine oil. When you increase excessive combustion pressures, let's say from a turbocharger, those bearings, you're not supposed to get metal to metal on the crankshaft. You have this little barrier of oil that we have that's gonna protect that even with the pressure, but if we have too much pressure, we're gonna squeeze it out and we destroy a set of bearings like he did right there. The point of the story, use thicker engine oil if you're going to put an engine under high stress.
Let's grind into that next clip.
This car hasn't moved in 3 years, and I'm going to be restoring it to its former glory, but it's raining, so let's get on with it. First things first, gotta check.
Just picked a bad day, it's raining.
Yeah, at least it was definitely...
Out of all the days. It's already been sitting for 3 years. Could have waited a little longer. I know.
Doors won't open. Let's give this puppy a go.
That grease probably got all hard on the slides too. Okay. One thing that would probably be a concern of mine is if an engine has sat that many years, all of the oil has drained all the way down. I would probably recommend, if you have an engine that sat that long, maybe before starting it up, squirt a few squirts of engine oil in each cylinder. That's gonna help at least provide a temporary seal around the piston rings so we don't have any cylinder wall scoring, or to minimize cylinder wall scoring, because that's something that can happen very quickly. But it's a Hyundai, so maybe it doesn't matter.
If you're going to let a car sit for a long period of time, I definitely recommend disconnecting your battery, because it will discharge. I'd say even if you're not going to be driving it, maybe, you know, like periodically like do your oil change, or at least turn it on. You know, let it run for a little bit. If it's gonna sit for a long period of time, drain the gas.
Gas can go bad in a matter of months, or it starts to turn in a matter of months.
But do remember that there's no gas in there.
Let's check out that next clip.
With no radiator hanging lower than the whole rest of the car. And just scraping and bottoming out.
Sick. Look at that. Look at those connectors. In the hell did that happen? That's what's up. The radiator just pop out
race
of the
car shit, dude.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my Lanta.
I love that for him. I love this. Seeing this is getting me going. I want this car in my shop.
Cha-ching.
With extended warranty.
Choo-choo.
Dollar signs.
That's hot.
That's hot.
Yeah, multi-point inspection would have come in real handy.
I'm curious the timeline of which all of this happened.
It could have been really
like if it was all in one sitting, and he went and cut some fake bumper off of Amazon.
Step by step, he got his fake bumper. He thought he was really
I'm just
sick.
gonna drive this for a little bit until I can get it into the shop.
Drove it, thought he was all sick, sporting his new sick bumper.
It's starting to overheat, I don't know.
Yeah, now it's overheating. Now he's in the shop, and boom, he got a plethora of problems. I think the most egregious issue would be for sure the radiator and the fan.
Axles, whatever, dude. Yeah, I agree. Axles, who cares?
Wires, who cares?
We don't know where the wire goes to, but yeah.
Nothing important.
The radiator and the fan's kind of important.
I hope Buddy has extended warranty, because I'm milking that.
This mechanic's happy. You can see he's got a little...
Okay, he did a little... Let's go on to the next clip, dudes. The poster of this next clip asks for a little bit of help diagnosing a troubling sound when he brakes. Let's lend an ear. That's a crazy noise. I need to look at it. I am not good with my other senses.
Yeah, this is a little bit tough here. That's always the worst when the customer's like, here, I can show it to you on my phone. Like, listen. And I'm like, could you just bring the car?
I need to be physically seeing things.
That's the sound it makes.
Let me throw in a public service announcement. So he doesn't know what the issue is, but he installed a new control arm, brake pads, and rotors, and the sound went away.
I don't like diagnosing anything based off of recording. I am gonna bet, though, I mean, maybe it was all of the things. Maybe he had warped rotors, and when he's braking and the or thickness variation either way, it's moving the controller. Maybe it was compounded like that for it to make a weird sound like that. You could definitely see it shuddering while he's braking. I've never seen a controller do that, but I have also never heard brakes make that sound as well. So that's kind of an interesting. Maybe it was compounding. Maybe it was good that he replaced all of those things.
I'm just going based off process of elimination.
Yeah. There's only so many things could go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, parts changers will get it right sometimes. Right? Let's stutter into that next clip. Oh, damn.
That's not supposed to happen.
This is what happens when people just turn up their radio instead of taking it to a mechanic when it starts making sounds. Because it started making a sound a long time ago.
I love my music a little bit louder.
Yeah. This is definitely a failure of basic maintenance. Over, so many miles, you should inspect suspension components, and one of the inspections is inspecting the wheel bearing by moving it back and forth like that. What this starts off as is, it sounds like a noisy tire. It sounds like a loud off-road tire when you don't have off-road tires, and that noise only gets worse and worse. And when it gets this bad, it starts to sound like rattly, like a rattle can or a large baby rattle, maybe.
What do cops say? Hear something, say something.
What do you think would happen if he just kept going with this?
It'd be like,
A perfect demonstration. I like it.
He's like driving, his music's playing all loud.
How did this happen? Why did this happen?
Let's wobble into that next clip.
This woman went 50,000 miles without an oil change, and this is what the oil filter looks like.
Hot dog.
Oh my God.
Oh, gross. Ew.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was in bypass operation.
It had to have been, dude. Look at all that.
That thing's not filtering anymore. It's just a solid piece of sludge.
What is it doing when it's bypassing? So basically, there is a bypass valve. In this case, it would be located in the oil filter housing, because that type of filter is a housing. So essentially, when you're building up too much pressure because of the clogged oil filter, the spring tensioner will just basically, and the oil will completely bypass the filter and just start going straight through that valve. Because dirty oil is better than no oil.
The reason why we have oil change intervals is because oil does break down over heat cycles, over time, and what we know as broken down oil is sludge. Everybody's heard of sludge. Well, where do you get sludge from? It's broken down oil. All the additive packages have broken down, and we're left with this sludgy mess that starts to stick into the corners of the engine, and we'd want to avoid that. So we try to change the oil out before it turns into sludge from all this breaking down. But if you don't do your oil changes, what we're seeing in this woman's filter is also in the rest of the engine. It's going to be everywhere and create all kinds of issues. It's going to, any valve that requires oil pressure to function, we're getting sludged up. So this engine is going to end up with a ton of other issues because she decided not to change her oil as often as she should.
Click here, wherever the hell here is, to watch mechanics break down why basic maintenance alone cannot save you from the nightmare of German engineering. I don't have a German car, but you know what I do have? I have a Honda.
You do have a Honda.
You have a Honda.
I have a Honda too.
I heard Sanja's Honda is not that fast.
I heard it's not that fast either.
I think we could take.
You hear that, Sandra?
Your ears are ringing.
Scared?
A little shivering in your boots.
Ooh.
TikTok is a never-ending stream of people messing up their cars, giving bad advice, and putting people in danger. Now, with over 50 episodes of Real Mechanic Stuff, we wanted to show you the most shocking content we've pulled from TikTok. First clip. He's trying to record with one hand, mistake number one.
Okay, we're in the second.
All the way into red line.
Ooh.
Missed that shift.
Yeah, that went deep.
Uh-oh.
And he revs the thing to the moon.
What'd he do? Smack a valve?
Yep.
There's his turbo.
Yeah, it tried to eat some of those parts.
Yep. Took some of the impellers out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That turbo.
Oh, look at the veins all bent up.
There's your eBay turbo right there, baby.
Yeah, well, hey, that would make it hurt a lot less if you only spent $200 on the turbo.
Well, now you're buying the motor too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You may have heard the term money shift, and if you haven't, it's called that because of how much money you're gonna have to spend to fix what you just broke.
So you're real high in the RPM, so you're going from third to fourth. You miss fourth, go into second. Boom. Great money shift. Your wallet just got a little bit lighter. What really happens when your money shift?
It just over-revved. You probably went to 10,000 RPM. It wasn't made to go spin that fast.
Yeah.
Going from 9,000 to 13,000 and everything just jumps out of that motor as fast as it can.
Oh, man.
You're messing up the trans. Everything's up. Valves, snaps, blows, motor, everything, turbo, everything's gone right there.
What can someone do to prevent that?
Learn how to drive the car.
Pay attention. Learn how to drive, not play.
So that's an example of accidentally pushing your engine beyond the limit of where it's supposed to go.
Oh God. Whoa.
Boy.
What?
Oh my gosh.
No, dude.
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, boys, dangerous.
Coming from somebody who has tipped over a forklift, I don't really like this.
Oh, God.
If that goes sideways, then it really goes sideways.
I mean, and it's probably fine, but just not really worth it.
They have a lot of faith, I gotta say.
They really do. Look, I am like the overly cautious guy here, and it's like kind of terrifying to see one of those things fall over, and then you're adding a truck that you're underneath.
Don't do this. This is scary.
One little quesadillas are like.
Yeah, they're the cheese, man.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Scary, dangerous, or a legitimate hack?
Scary, dangerous. I wouldn't do it.
I agree. Don't do this. Listen to this guy.
Yeah, don't do it. No good.
Scary, dangerous.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, some diesel pulls.
Yeah.
This is some redneck stuff
This
right
is
here.
definitely going to be spectacular. Just pulling the sled.
I like that. I like that.
I like that.
Three-wheel
Diesel.
motion.
Oh! Dude, the whole engine ripped out.
Came out. Wow.
This thing's sick.
Ooh!
This is a motorsport. You're pushing everything to its absolute limits so you can win the event. Things like this are probably going to happen.
It's fully expected for everybody. Any type of motorsport, drag racing, drifting,
Yeah.
everyone's seen it. Bad failures happen, and that's just how things work. I mean, granted, when that motor was designed and engineered, they weren't expecting, oh, this guy's gonna pull, 50,000 pounds down the street. It's all good. Respect.
This guy's so chill, too. Watch this thing pop. And then look at the flag guy. Oh, red flag. Hey, we think we got a problem here. Bust your engines in the friggin' track. What do you think went wrong here?
Motor mouth just gave out. Motor mouth said it goodbye.
Yeah.
That was it. Straight up. That's too much power.
How much boost do you think that thing is running?
I'm guessing 60 pounds.
Those tractor pull guys are crazy, and the diesel rigs they set up are insane. And so when they come apart like that, and it's nuts. And if you didn't get enough tractor pull action from that, let's check out some more.
Nothing's cooler than big trucks other than big trucks exploding.
That thing's doing a wheelie.
Oh. Oop. Oh, that's exactly what you're talking
Engine
about.
failure.
Yeah.
Dang, how many engines that guy got?
3 in a row, right?
Ooh.
Oh.
Get out of there, dude.
So he had 4 race engines, and one of them exploded.
Yeah.
And then lost a whole bunch of fuel.
And it did such a flamethrower setup. I mean, it looked like it was just spewing fuel.
Man, that's green flames. What causes green flames?
I would say like either methanol or like C16.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Again, competition. You're pushing this thing as far as you can go.
I'm sure it started back in the day. Who had the buffest horse?
Right.
And then once tractors replaced horses, they're like, well, we still want to do this.
Just dig it in the floor.
And so let's try it with tractors. And then like anything else, people will just be like, I got the biggest, baddest tractor around town. I could pull a whole stump out with this thing.
Oh, this looks fun.
Dino Disaster's the title. Like Jurassic World 3, am I right?
We got a ZR1 here.
on the dyno. I'm sure something's gonna go wrong with that.
Oh! What the?
No, why isn't it slow-mo? He's trying to clean off the rollers. I'm assuming they were having traction issues.
Yeah.
So he's got a broom down there trying to clean off the roller
rocks,
and the
I'm
tire.
assuming, yeah. Maybe debris on the tire.
Oh my God, and it just gets sucked right in.
Look at his homies on the side. Look at
Yeah, they're all just like,
Look at the boys like,
oh, dude,
he's about to roll under. On a dyno, you don't want to be close because I've seen situations where the vehicle has some kind of issue happen and parts fly out from the car and hit people.
It's easy to take for granted, you know, how much power and what's going on under the hood of a car, especially ones that make a lot of power and that are on dynos, but you're standing next to a
machine.
Yeah, a
big machine.
You're the OSHA employee now, and you're at this shop seeing this happen. What are you doing? What are you writing him up for?
No safety glasses. He's got no gloves on. He's in tennis shoes.
Yep.
And he's sweeping a tire that's on a dyno.
The whole thing is wrong. That is dumb.
Today's sponsor, Conflict of Nations, is a free online PvP strategy game. Just click the link below and you'll get 13,000 gold in 1 month of premium subscription for free for a limited time.
Oh, you got some blinking lights.
Flashing lights, every single one of them.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Is the car off? The key's off. The key's turned on.
That's great. That's actually,
yeah, it's off. The tack's not up. Look,
Yeah, yeah, the car's not running, but the key is on.
Yeah.
We're getting a Christmas tree lights on our dash. My number one check is actually the battery.
My guess is a low battery.
When our battery starts to go low, the computer starts to get drunk and it makes poor decisions and it can't determine actual problems.
And diagnosis is the hardest part usually.
Yeah. What if a wire got clipped or something?
That happens all the time too. There's all kinds of rats. I mean, rats are going crazy right now.
Especially at the rave. All kind of rave rats.
Rave rats.
Okay, so our director heard from the mechanic who shot this video, and this is what he said was wrong with the car. Leaking transmission pilot bearing has seeped oil through the harness into the TCM. Probably something else I've missed.
Wow, that is a series of unfortunate events.
Wow. This car was definitely not. The sensor leaks and it goes all the way down the wiring harness into the computer. That's
maybe everything was leaking though.
Yeah, everything. Probably.
They didn't use any gaskets in this bad boy.
I feel like there's a little bit of negligence on the driver because I feel like there's a few things that could have been addressed before your rave lights came on.
We're gonna have to delete this, but the car's
So this is a perfect example of why I hate the automotive industry.
Whoa.
I hate this job.
I've been there.
I feel you, bro.
Show you. Want to do a belt tensioner and idle pulley on it? Figure it's not too bad, you know?
That sounds like Bill Burr.
Idle pulley, right? How long does the f***ing bolt need to be? A mile long, right against the frame?
That's pretty
Thing up. I hate this career. I would never recommend it to anybody. The engineers
Wow.
Okay, well, I understand his frustration.
Because that bolt is up against the frame, what does this guy have to do now?
He's more likely going to have to loosen or disconnect the motor mounts and jack up the engine so he can get space to pull that bolt out.
Probably costing him an extra hour, easily minimum.
You don't get paid for all that extra time that you have to go out of your way to do something, all because some engineer decided to make a bolt an inch too long.
It's supposed to be so simple. Usually most cars you just zip the belt out from the top.
This is something where I say a mechanic needs to do some work on a new design and point things like that out because that bolt could probably be a 1/4 inch shorter.
Something like this ever happened to you before?
Yes.
Yeah?
On that Traverse.
Oh! How much would you charge someone to do this job?
I wouldn't do it again.
You just wouldn't do it? Would you blame the engineer like this guy did, or would you blame the factory?
I blame engineers on that one.
Definitely
That's engineers.
Definitely engineers.
Anything about that, man.
So with the Chevy, who we going after? The factory or the engineer?
The engineer.
Me too. Let's
Yeah.
go find them.
I have here a time or two.
Oh!
Some real DZ owner activities right